All right. I don't know what happened there, but we are back to some degree. Can you hear me? Is there anybody that can hear me? Because I don't know. The whole thing went back to the way it was before. We had problems earlier today. Can you hear me? Somebody let me know if you can hear me. 1, 2, 3. Chat room. Nobody in the chat room. Nobody has found us yet. All right, you can hear me. All right. Well, let's give it a second here. I don't know what the hell happened. I have no idea. I just sent out. I'm getting really tired. This is becoming an untenable situation. I can't do this anymore. I can't. Jesus. Swear to God. This is there is absolutely nothing else using the Wi-Fi at the moment. There's nothing. My phone is hotspot. My phone is using my phone is not connected to the internet. My laptop, I got 2 laptops. That's it. The phone is off, or the TV is off in the other room. Oh my God. All right, I apologize. Just wait a couple of minutes here, see if people can find us, because I was rolling, baby. This was a good show. And now I don't know what. I don't know what the hell is happening here. 90 minutes of hot fire. And then everything started to fall apart. So YouTube is good. Something very strange is happening with this setup now. Every time I have to restart a show, I now have to go back into the, what do they call it? The settings, and I have to reset That's why we didn't have microphones. You couldn't hear me in the beginning of the last one. And it took me like 5 minutes to figure that out. And then we just restarted here, and I was like, okay, I wonder if nothing's working again like last time. And then I had to go into the settings, and sure enough, I had to reset everything. Lost everybody. Had a whole room of people. But we lost everybody. Boy. All right. Well, all right. People are finding us. Hopefully, this sucks. I hate this. I hate it. Nothing. I was having a good day. I was feeling good. I just talked about Grimes. Is this Elon Musk related? I was just talking about an oligarch. Actually, think about all the billionaires I had been dragging for the last 20 minutes. Jerry Jones probably got on the phone with Elon Musk, and then Elon Musk called Roman Abramovich. And then I start warning people about the new variant that's dropping. And then all of a sudden, all hell breaks loose. That is very interesting. If I was conspiratorial, and I'm not, I would say that the dragging of Jerry Jones, Roman Abramovich, and Elon Musk, although I didn't drag Elon Musk, had something to do with us getting knocked off. Oh, hold on. Chelsea Smollett.
Those are the 2 sections that say the court either on its own motion or...
Well, you know what? I'm thinking maybe...
Subsection 8-15, which is the one...
Maybe we should watch the Justice... We'll just watch. We'll see if anybody shows up.
Doesn't say that you could appoint a special prosecutor based on...
Let me see what we got.
This trick to get gas for a penny is
Hold on, give me a second here,
in
folks.
the US.
I didn't think they allowed cameras in the courtroom in Chicago. Apparently they do.
There had been a defect in the authority to prosecute Mr. Smollett. The only person who could properly challenge the validity...
Give me a second. We'll pull this up. And then we'll crash, because apparently...
Now, separate and apart from the fact that the appointment of a special prosecutor was
the stream doesn't work
Judge
anymore.
Schumer's authority, is the fact that Judge
Give me a
Schumer is
second,
not authorized to appoint a private attorney, which was Dan Webb and his law firm, Winston Strawn, as the special
Justice Smollett's attorney is saying basically you can't sentence him because this whole thing was BS. Because The original charges against him were dropped. Yeah, because Kim Fox, the state's attorney in Cook County, is a criminal.
The key phrase here is shall.
The original charges against Jussie Smollett were dropped. There we go.
Language in this subsection is mandatory and not permissive. Now, the defense is yet to see any proof that any public agencies whatsoever, including the ones specifically listed in the statute, were properly contacted about the potential appointment. Judge Tuman did represent that he contacted over 100 local public officials or agencies, and that he heard back from only around 30. But by Judge Tuman's own admission, at least 2 and possibly a 3rd public agency was willing to take on.
All right, so basically what we're watching here is this is the attorney for Jussie Smollett making the case that any sentence on the criminal conviction that he suffered a few months ago is BS because he was originally charged, and then Kim Fox, the state's attorney for Cook County in Chicago, decided to drop all the charges, and he was let go scot-free, and then the mayor of the city of Chicago and the police department went, what? You can't just drop charges on this punk. So the mayor appointed a special investigator who then found reason for new charges, and they went to a grand jury. They got an indictment, and then he was brought back in. Even though they had dropped the initial charges, he was brought back in on the new charges, and he was convicted of those last, I don't know, a few months back, like September or something. So now here we are, all these months later, and it's time for him to find out what his penalty is going to be for what he did, which was basically waste everybody's time blaming people for some shady business that he was involved in. He said, I got beaten up, I got attacked. He was negotiating, if you recall, he was negotiating for a better deal with his TV show, and so he was trying to turn himself into a public martyr. I'm a gay man and I'm a black man, and these Trump people came and beat me up in Chicago on the coldest night of the year. And the police were like, nobody was out on the streets. It was like 50 below zero. What were you doing out on the streets with? I was going to a Subway. Yeah, that Subway was closed. Did I tell you it was 50 below zero on a Sunday night at like 3 a.m? All right, so this is his attorney now trying to make the case that Jussie Smollett should not be facing sentencing right now because he should have never been recharged.
In the original criminal proceedings, there was an immunity type non-prosecution agreement that was entered into between Mr. Smollett and the state's attorney's office as an agent of the people of the state of Illinois. Not only was this agreement agreed on between the parties, but it was actually executed and enforced by the courts. And it's something that's already been executed. This isn't something where they could renege.
All right, I'm just reacting now to something Al said. Does the microphone sound bad? Does the microphone, I need to know because I can fix that. Does the microphone, do I sound bad? Does it not sound right? Do I not sound right? Please let me know in the chat room. God, I hate this delay. I hate this chat room delay. I don't like this system anymore. It is off. Oh, fuck. All right, I lied. I can't fix it. I just wanted you to be honest with me. There is no way that I can fix this. God darn it. How about now? How about now? How about now? How about now? Is it better now? Please let me know now, and I will wait the 15 minutes for the delay. It should sound better now. Does it sound better now? I'm hoping that it sounds better now. Sound better now? Sound better now? Perfect. Thank you. Okay, I didn't lie. I knew what I was doing. All right. See, everything's all. I have no idea. I changed nothing.
He was entitled to
all right, let's watch this.
He made with the state's attorney's office on behalf of the state of Illinois, and that was violated.
All right, 5 felony counts, so he's looking at a possible 3 years each. He ain't gonna do 15 years.
Their end of the bargain. They stood up in court in front of Judge Watkins, asked for the dismissal, and did what they had promised to do. And so at that point, the agreement was fully.
You know what? We're not going to waste any more time on this. I'm going to leave it up and we're going to watch it. And as soon as they show him, that will be an indication that they're talking about what's happening. So how about I tell you about the new variant that dropped? That's what we were talking about before we got into all this stuff. A new variant. Oh, run and hide. As Byron says, the new variant is called Don't Give a Fuck a Cron. Or whatever. That's good. Kind of get it. Now this one is called Deltacron. It is a mashup of the Delta variant and the Omicron variant. And let's see here. They're saying when I read this today, it reminded me of when I heard about the Omicron variant. Like the first time I heard the Omicron was a thing, I was like, oh, here we go. They're just trying to scare us. This isn't going to be anything. And then it turned out to be something. So here we go. Let's see. What's the latest on this one? The World Health Organization said Wednesday that the new COVID-19 combination has been detected in France, the Netherlands, and Denmark. It's also been found in the U.S., according to a new report soon to be published on medRxiv, as viewed, whatever. The San Mateo, California headquartered lab Helix, which works with the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, sequenced 29,000 positive COVID-19 samples collected. I don't care. God, I don't care about this stuff. Research found 2 infections involving different versions of Deltacron, resulting from the combination of Delta and Omicron. 20 other infections had both the Delta and the Omicron variants. Experts say that it is too soon to worry about Deltacron compared with earlier variants, such as Delta and Omicron. This new variant, researchers have not adopted the Deltacron name officially. This new variant appears unlikely to spread as easily, said William Lee, the chief science officer of Helix. Doesn't matter because we're done. We're done. Finished. We are not going back. Doesn't matter. The next thing has got to be Ebola or worse, because the American people have basically demonstrated that we don't give a shit about stopping a really bad flu that will kill sickly people. That's just how we roll. However, when everybody starts shitting out their stomach and gallbladder, that's what happens with like Ebola, like your insides melt. When that starts happening in the middle of intersections in New York City, maybe then people won't complain about wearing a mask in Target. I don't know, but it's got to be worse. Let's see, what else do we have here trending? Tinder. Here's good. Tinder is now. Are you on Tinder? Do you like the dating apps? Man, we lost 3. We lost. The chat room is now down to the smallest number the chat room has been. We lost everybody. We had over 30 in the chat, which is good because, we typically don't have a whole lot. Most people just watch on YouTube or they just watch on Facebook and they don't participate in the chat room. But we had like a good crew in the chat room today, and now they are all gone. I got no Jeff Glenn. I got no Leslie's. I'm like down 3 Leslies at this point. Sucks. Byron, Al, I love you guys. You guys are fine. Where's Jen? Do I even have a Jen? Do I have a Jen? I don't. This is upsetting. Oh, there he is. There he is. Jeff's here. All right, very good. I just think it's so depressing. It's like, oh, okay, we got a Leslie. All right, that's fine. Just getting upset. Tinder. I don't have Tinder. I don't know what Tinder is. The only dating app that I ever dabbled in was Match.com. Because I liked it. It seemed nice. It seemed for normal people, not sketchy sex weirdos. And Tinder to me seems like it was designed for sketchy sex weirdos. Which, all right, let me be more clear about it. Tinder is for attractive people. That's it. That's the bottom line. That's what it's a hookup thing. Tinder is for people who like, I want to get laid right now and I'm good looking and people always want to have sex with me. So it's easy for me to get laid. I want to get laid right now. Right. Isn't that what Tinder is? And then other like hot people are on Tinder. That's why I went with Match. I went with normal people. I want to be with the normal people. Not weird, sketchy sex freaks on Tinder. But Tinder is now going to allow users to run background checks on the people that they don't know that they're just going to instantly hook up and have sex with after 20 minutes of knowing that they even exist digitally. That's what Tinder is. I want to get laid. Hey, Tinder, I want to get laid. Anybody want to have sex with me? Here's my picture. And then some girl's like, yeah, I want to have sex with you. Here's my picture. Nope, too ugly for me. Swipe into the next one. Who wants to have sex with me right now? And then another picture. Okay, I'll do ya. Come on over. Here's my apartment. Right? That's basically how Tinder works. It's just for attractive people looking to hook up. Whereas, the other ones like Match is like, single moms and stuff. It's like normal people, not dumb party girls looking to bang bartenders. Bunch of bartenders and cocktail waitresses on Tinder. Well, now they're going to allow people to check background checks. Good idea. You just recently came up with that idea. Netflix had to put out a program called the Tinder Swindler for you to decide that maybe there's some. Tinder is partnering with the startup Garbo to offer access to background checks. Wait a second. There's a startup called Garbo that does background checks. Isn't that weird? Since like Greta Garbo famously was a big movie star that nobody knew anything about. Greta Garbo was like real mysterious and she hid away. She was like a massive movie star. And then one day she just went, yeah, no one's ever going to see me again. I'm just going to live in my Manhattan townhouse and I'm never going to come outside. And for like 40 years, like the press would go nuts if she came out to, get a newspaper or something because she totally vanished. So isn't that interesting? There is a company that does background checks and they're calling themselves Garbo because nobody knew anything about Greta Garbo. That's interesting. Okay. Users will get 2 free background checks. After that, they'll cost $2.50 per search. Background checks are a way to empower users to make informed safety choices, Tinder says. Tinder users can now run a background check on their matches before they go on their first date. How do they not? Oh, because on the Tinder Swindler on Netflix, I just Google searched them. Not the same thing, honey. The dating app announced Wednesday the new partnership with Garbo, a startup that runs streamlined and low-cost background checks. Tinder users will be able to access Garbo's service through the Tinder app, and Tinder will offer 2 free background checks per user. After that, it's $2.50. You already said that. The decision to offer access to background checks was made with user safety in mind, said Tracy Breeden. You didn't have user safety in mind until Netflix had that show, The Tinder Swindler. So stop acting all pious like you care about the safety. You don't. Nobody wants to step into a space that's complex, that's difficult. Safety's hard, she said, and we have to be part of the conversation. Oh, people use words like, I want to be part of the conversation. Shut up. What does that mean? That is not a phrase that was ever uttered until like a couple of years ago. People started saying stupid shit. But there are certain pieces of information Garbo won't include. The service won't display someone's home address, and it doesn't surface public records pertaining to drug possession, loitering, or vagrancy. Oh my God, I accidentally hooked up with a bum. Oh my God, I'm hooking up with a homeless. I am so tired of hooking up with homeless guys on Tinder. I'm sorry, that strikes me as funny. The service won't display someone's home address, and it doesn't surface public records pertaining to drug possession, loitering, or vagrancy, as those types of offenses have had an outsized impact on people of color and marginalized communities. Ugh. Okay, whatever. Garbo founder Catherine Cosmides told Insider that traditional background checks are both user unfriendly and cost prohibited. In New York State, for example, they can cost as much as $95. Garbo's tool seeks to be low cost, but perhaps more importantly, educational. The platform provides users access to resources if they're in a harmful situation and walks them through the information they're receiving from the background check. All right, I don't care. I don't use Tinder. I'm not attractive. It is not something that I think would benefit my life. Should I ever go back to one of those things, it will probably be something like Match again, something like that. Advance Wars. Who likes video games? I don't know dick about video games, but Advance Wars, I've heard that game before. Advance Wars, in light of recent world events, have made the decision to delay the release of Advance Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp, which was originally scheduled to release on Nintendo Switch. Please stay tuned for updates on the new release. Oh, wait. Judge is saying something. She just said, okay, so Jussie Smollett's attorney just said, no, this isn't fair. And now the judge is talking.
Superman or Batman, what do you prefer? Did you really think I was supposed to ask of an ire when I'm choosing a jury in a criminal case, those kind of questions?
We identified certain questions in our motion that we made. I believe there were 4 questions that we thought were critical, not the ones Your Honor just mentioned, but there were important...
That was part of the pool of questions I received from you.
Right, but there were important questions that were not asked. And the more significant factor is we should have been allowed to question the veneer in this case. Again, I'm not saying in every case. I respect that Your Honor doesn't do that in a lot of other cases. However, this case is obviously unique. Mr. Smollett, unfortunately for him, has not been treated like anyone else charged with Class 4 felonies. He's been disadvantaged at every turn, and his jury selection...
I think the jury in this case the same way I think a jury in a murder case. I do the questions. I ask the lawyers...
This judge has a terrible haircut.
You want me to ask. I vet them. And I'm happy to ask the questions that are relevant and helpful.
I understand, Your Honor.
Just the only point I'm trying to make is that I absolutely treated him the same
as
everybody else.
It's like a wig. Is this judge wearing a wig?
Class 4 offender, potential offender from a person accused of murder.
Judges are weird. Judges are weird guys. They can get away with it because they're judges.
A murder defendant doesn't walk into court with a presumption of guilt. Mr. Smollett did. There is a presumption of innocence. That was non-existent in
we
this
knew
case,
he did it. We knew he was lying. Nothing checked out, baby.
To, as I said,
this whole story seems sketchy.
Held a press conference. He went out and did a media campaign. The mayor spoke out on this case. Even Judge Schumer, in his order, before a single piece of evidence had been set forth before Judge Schumer,
he does. He's got Luke Skywalker hair.
He talked about what a charade this was.
Judge has Skywalker
he made
hair.
Findings. And
Kevin Barber says it's Kevin Sorbo. All of these
filed
work.
a motion for him to recuse himself because based on the face of the order, it was clear that he harbored bias against Mr. Smollett and was convinced of his guilt when he was not ruling on a motion that involved...
I don't have hair, but if I had hair, I wouldn't have hair like that.
There was no evidence presented to him. And
I think it's a wig.
He nonetheless took it upon himself to make improper factual findings which evidenced his bias. He should have recused himself. However, he didn't even let us intervene in those proceedings.
You know the thing about being a judge is that guy in his life, in every aspect of his personal universe, he's the judge. He's a judge. Like all like, well, hey, judge is here. Hey, judge, what do you think? Like, so everybody is always kissing his ass. Judges have like a lot of weird local power like around him, you know? So nobody has ever told him that hair looks stupid. So he's just going for it.
Instead, he walked in. I've never seen presumption of guilt the way Mr. Smollett faced. And
look at him. Look at Juicy.
Of a fair trial,
Juicy's looking a little chubby, isn't he?
Taken precautionary measures during jury selection. There should have been more leeway in this particular case. We made that request, and with all due respect, we believe it was error for the court to deny our active participation in the voir dire process and to ask the questions that we thought were important to be asked. Now, turning...
Oh my God, these people are asking for a new trial. They want a whole new trial. No, we ain't going through this again. Okay. Judge Weird Hair, get on it.
Told open court, said in open court, that pretty much her entire immediate family are either current or former law enforcement. And there had been no follow-up to ascertain the fact as to whether Ms. Mazzola may have a family member who was actually involved in the investigation of Mr. Smollett or any of the facts surrounding his case. And we brought that to the court's attention. We thought that was a critical question that should be asked. Because
oh my God. Could you imagine dating this girl? Oh my God. She's just on and on and on. The Honorable Judge Freaky Doo has no time for this.
Been critical, and obviously she should have been removed for cause. The court denied our request, and we don't think there was any good basis not to bring Ms. Mazzola in and ask for these.
Okay. Judge Freaky Doo, we'll get back on that a little bit later. So Advance Wars is not going to be putting out their new video game because of the Ukrainian war. And this is interesting because the very first issue release of the Advance Wars franchise was released on, are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? It was released on September 10th, 2001. Whoa, that's right. So, something, I don't know if you heard about it, something happened on September 11th, the very next day, and all of the games were pulled off the shelves. So this Advance Wars thing, they got a history of bad timing with their releases. St. Patrick's Day parades, they're returning from coast to coast. St. Pat's Day parade is trending all over. The Waukesha, did they hold it or are they about to hold it? Waukesha, Wisconsin is going to hold their big annual St. Patrick's Day parade. It's going to be the first parade since the Waukesha Christmas lights parade massacre thing, where that stupid criminal guy got lost after committing a crime, took a wrong turn and just was, oh damn, like some crazy car chase scene in a movie. So Waukesha is doing a parade, but here in Dallas, we're doing the parade. The Dallas St. Patrick's Day parade will return this Saturday after 2 years of not happening because of the pandemic. Thinking about going with my kid. I got my kid this weekend. Very excited. This seems like a good thing. I don't know what the weather is going to be like on Saturday. Need to check that out. But it ends at SMU Boulevard in 75. So that's close to here. We could probably make a nice little day out of that. But and the Toadies are playing. I was so excited when I saw that the Toadies are playing. Man, some of my absolute best memories of my original stint here in Dallas came at the Dallas Greenville St. Patrick's Day parade. God, and the Toady concerts that always followed. Oh my God. It was one of those events where I actually where I actually first became friends with Vaden and Taz. It was because I don't know, I ended up so the Toady stage is by like this hotel, and so they have like a room, a suite in the hotel that they use as their like backstage kind of area. And I don't know, I was with somebody and somehow we ended up back there, and I started drinking with Taz, and then that's when they started appearing on the show, and I don't know, it was so much fun. I was like, I had so much fun. And when I was looking at the parade today, I was wondering, are the Toadies still, is that still a thing? Do the Toadies headline the St. Patrick's Day Greenville parade still? Do they play the big concert there in front of 100,000 people? And yep, sure enough, they do. I was so happy, but I just think, I don't know, that's too much for me and my 12-year-old. I don't know. Although he's 12, he might enjoy it, but I don't know if we could get into that. I wish I still knew those guys. Then it would be good. You know, get some side of the stage passes. You don't have to be in the, but that's how those days are past. There's my son, incidentally, he was his pregnant mom. He was when she was like, I don't know, 6 months, 5 months pregnant, very close. We went to a Toady show in Fort Worth, and because she was pregnant, I think it was Beth. I think it was at the time, it was Vaden's wife, Beth. She like grabbed us and she's like, no, you shouldn't be out here because she's pregnant, even though we were in like a nice little seated area. And I remember my son's mom sitting on an amplifier that was like buzzing during the show, and she was all pregnant. And I'm like, this is going to induce pregnancy. My kid is going to be Mason. My kid is going to be born right here backstage at a Toadies concert in Fort Worth. That's pretty cool. Didn't happen though. That's fun. That's fun. What a great bunch of guys they are. And I'm so happy that they're still beloved here in Dallas. They're still like the local heroes that can do these huge concerts and play, and once a year or whatever. But still, no, they got that. They do the Toadies Fest out there at Possum Kingdom every year, so that they still got a thing. Anyway, that's fun. I might take my kid to the St. Patrick's Day parade. It ends at SMU Boulevard in Central, so maybe we'll go there. We'll go to where it ends, because then, if it's a nice day, it'd be a nice day, all that kind of stuff. What did you just say? I just said if it's a nice day, it'll be a nice day. All right, dude, you're running out of steam. I know. I'm half paying attention because I'm trying to see if Juicy Smollett is going to stand and take his medicine. That's what you're seeing on the screen there. You're seeing the attorney for Jussie Smollett argue that this is not fair. Okay. Did you know that the Dallas St. Patrick's Day Parade is the largest St. Patrick's Day parade in the entire South? Let me make sure I get this right. I don't know, like 150,000 people. That's after a difficult 2 years for businesses along Greenville Avenue. The Dallas St. Patrick's Day Parade Festival is back. It is Saturday, beginning at 11 a.m. There's been a lot of suffering, but we've kept our heads up in the city, and we've worked hard to get to a point where we can safely do something like this again, said Dallas Mayor Eric Johnson. The parade serves as a scholarship fundraiser. The event draws approximately 125 to 150,000 people and have over 100 parade entries. And Dirk Nowitzki is the grand marshal of this year's parade. The city canceled the event the past 2 years because of COVID. Okay, now they're talking about Desperados. Desperados Mexican restaurant on the parade route does their biggest day of the year. Let's see here. This year's Grand Marshal is none other than Dallas Mavericks legend Dirk Nowitzki, who appeared alongside leaders on Tuesday. Nowitzki said he knows how popular of an event the St. Patrick's Day Parade is and what its return will mean for the many people of Dallas. Bringing people back together for absolutely after 2 obviously long and hard years worldwide, said Nowitzki. The retired basketball icon said he is happy to finally have the time to take part in the event. For more information about the 2022 Dallas St. Pat's Parade and Festival, including parade and concert, click here. All right, let's click here. Who else is playing? With the Toadies? Oh, 40 Acre Mule. Toadies with 40 Acre Mule. Yeah, we're not going to be able to do that. We're not going to be able to do a concert. But we may definitely go if it's nice out, if it's sunny. Man, but you know what? My kid could find a way. Parade. See, like I'm thinking a parade, it'll be great. It'll be inexpensive, because it's a parade. You don't have to pay to look at things. You don't have to pay to get it. My kid will find a way to get me to spend $100 no matter what. But Dad, I gotta have the $30 giant bead necklace. Oh. And then he'll use the whole thing, but we're Irish. We gotta celebrate. He'll like do that whole thing because he knows that'll work. And I'll be like, yeah, okay. Trying to cram it into my little Texan's head that he is Irish American first and then a Texan. We'll see if that works. Your culture must supersede any of your geographic conveniences. Amy Schumer is trending. Amy Schumer is hosting the Oscars. Did you know that? And she gave an interview to the Hollywood Reporter in which she starts tearing down the American Comedy Male Boys Club. Can we stop trying to make Amy Schumer happen? I liked her show. I did. I enjoyed her show. I don't find her stand-up comedy all that funny. And because you just don't think women are funny. Are you insane? I love female comics. Eliza Schlesinger is one of the great comics alive today. I love her. Sarah Silverman is one of the greats. Wanda Sykes is absolutely amazing. I adore the marvelous Mrs. Maisel. She's not real. Okay, you get my point. This is not about women can't be funny. I'm not one of those guys. I believe women can be just as funny and in many cases even funnier. I just don't think Amy Schumer's one of them. And she's a joke thief. So let's all stop trying to make Amy Schumer happen, okay? Let's just let her do the Oscars, and we'll see where we go from there. The Oscars are back, though. It's not going to be a virtual thing. It's going to be a real, Oscars thing. Because, Omicron's over, even though we had a new variant drop today. Tom Brady is trending. A New York Magazine article discussing WNBA star Brittany Griner's detainment in Russia urges readers to consider what the response would have been if it was Tom Brady being held by Russian officials. Probably a lot greater, a lot bigger. There'd be a lot more pressure. Oh, it's because we're racist and misogynistic. No, it's because Tom Brady is like a mega star in this country, and most people never heard of Brittany Griner until this whole situation. That's why. But stop trying to make it about race and about, misogyny, because it's really not. Oh, I suppose if Tom Hanks was being held captive, people would care more. Yeah, they would. They would. And we actually care about Brittany Griner. But yeah, there are people who are more famous, who more people would be engaged with this story if it were concerning them. So stop it. How stupid is that? Oh, I suppose if it was Tom Brady, New York Magazine, I suppose if it was Tom Brady, people would care. Yeah, because he's like a billion times more famous. Because like a billion times. My mom knows who Tom Brady is. My mom has no clue who Brittany Griner is. That's why. It's not because it's not a white thing. It's not a football, women's sports thing. It's not a misogyny thing. It's a Tom Brady thing. That is a terrible, terrible example. Ugh. But it's trending, and it's got Tom Brady trending. And may I borrow a phrase from Aaron Rodgers? Why not? The woke mob is going nuts. Oh, if it was Tom Brady. Yeah, Tom Brady is like a superstar. Brittany Griner, you would not recognize Brittany Griner if she bumped into you on the street. You would know that, oh, I think that girl plays for the WNBA because she's 7 foot tall. But you wouldn't know Brittany Griner. Tom Brady, you'd know. Oh, check that. Your wife would know. That's Tom Brady. All right, so that's why Tom Brady is trending, because New York Magazine is being incredibly disingenuous by trying to stoke racial and gender divisions in this country. All right, here's the debate. All right, I want the chat room in on this one, okay? Even though there's like hardly anybody in the chat room anymore. God, we had such a good first half to this show. So this debate, I thought this was funny, and it was yesterday, and I was going to talk about it yesterday, but then the internet went out, and I was like, really? Do I want to restart the show just for this debate? But it's still going today, okay? So here's the question. Are there more doors or are there more wheels in the entire world? Sounds stupid, right? But think about it. Wheels? Are there more wheels or are there more doors? Now, I'm on team wheels. I think there's more wheels, but man, there are people making arguments that I'm like, well, maybe there ain't more wheel. Maybe there are more doors. I don't know. All right, so here's the story. God, this sounds so stupid. Sounds so stupid, but I really did start to think about it, and I'm like, oh man, so like doors can be like cabinets count as doors. Anything that door means anything that opens, like anything that opens to something else. There's cabinet, like right now in this room where I am, there are way more doors than there are wheels. But there are a lot of, I'm trying to think, is there anything in here that has, yeah, here's a wheel. There's a wheel on my mouse. Okay, so there's a wheel on the mouse. So there's one wheel. There's a cabinet door. There's a cabinet door. There's a front door. There's a closet door. There's a bedroom door. There's a bathroom door. There's another closet door. There's a microwave oven door. There are way more doors in this room than there are wheels. So in this room, doors one. I thought wheels too. I was like, team wheels, obviously. But then when you start like talking about things with hinges, things that open, I mean, my God. Ugh. And think about like all of the apartment buildings and hotels and all of that in the world. Okay, so you're just thinking about doors that you enter and exit through. But no, you've got to think about cabinet doors, and you got to think about bureau drawers and dresser drawers and drawer. You got to think about all the drawers. And there are a lot of wheels. Every car's got 4 of them. Some trucks have 18. There are wheels galore. There are dollies with wheels. There, like I said, I got a wheel right here. God, it's crazy. Al, look at Al making it difficult. Al says sliding cabinets have wheels. Okay, but that's not a door. It's not a cabinet door. The last time we got well and truly wrapped up in a stupid internet debate, it was 2016, and we were all collectively losing our minds over the color of a dress. Remember that one? Remember the dress? In that instance, there was a perfectly reasonable scientific explanation as to why people thought the frock was black and blue while others saw gold. I don't remember what team I was on with that. So here's the new one. Do you think there are more doors in the world? Or maybe you fall on the side of wheels? So it all started, this guy in New York, Ryan Nixon. This is how it started. He said, my mates and I are having the stupidest debate, and I am here for it. Oh, are you? Do you think there are more doors or wheels in the world? Okay. So this guy who's not a blue check, and he had 300 followers, tweets this out. He's got over 100,000 retweets. Like over 100,000 strangers are like, that's a good question. And it is. It's a good question. I will show you the running poll right now has wheels leading doors 53.6 to 46.4, but I think it might be doors. Let's see. The same can be said about the dress. The latest debate, this latest debate has got the internet in a chokehold. And the more we think about it, the more it melts our brains. Earlier this week, he asked his followers the question, inviting people to pick a side. He wrote, my mates and I are having the stupidest debate, and I'm here for it. Do you think there are more doors or wheels in the world? In just 24 hours, the poll amassed over 223,000 responses. Just 24 hours. 250,000 responses. Unsurprisingly, it didn't take long for the debate to spill over to TikTok. TikToker Kate wrote, I was an avid believer that there were more doors than wheels because there are so many skyscrapers and hotels. Imagine that. Imagine ever thinking that you would state that you were avidly in belief of this stupid question. I was an avid believer that there were more doors. Meanwhile, wait a second. TikToker Kate wrote, I was an avid believer that there were more doors than wheels because there are so many skyscrapers and hotels. But there's probably a chair in each of those rooms with 4 wheels. And what about all of the drawers? There are drawers, right? Do they have doors or do they have tiny wheels? It's a good question. Albert and I were just debating that right here. Meanwhile, another added, I was fully team wheels until my flatmate brought up advent calendars. Yes! How many advent calendars in the world are there where you have to open 30 doors, 31 doors, 25 doors, whatever it is, Christmas doors? How many of that? Confusing matters further, a third person asked, people forget that office chairs have like 5 wheels, and there's probably double the amount of chairs compared to the amount of doors in an office building. Sadly, this is one debate that is impossible to settle. But which side do you people fall on? All right, quickly. I just need to know from you people in the chat room. Are you on team doors or team wheels? I really think that I'm on team doors. I think I'm just based on my own personal situation right now. Doors 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And the upper cabinet. Okay. So in my room right now where I'm looking, it is 10-1. It is 10-1 doors over wheels. The only wheel that I can account for is the wheel that powers my mouse right here. That's it. Does anything else have wheels? Does anything else have wheels? Nothing else in here has wheels. I will quickly look outside and see if I can see doors or wheels. Okay. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Cabinets 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Cabinets on the grill. 16, 17. Looking out my window, doors 17, wheels 0. Doors are just running them up. I did. I thought it was going to be wheels too. But if you really take a look at things, there are more things with doors. Clocks? What? What are you doing, Al? What are you doing? Yeah, you guys, look around your room right now. Count the doors to wheels. How many doors to wheels do you have? I mean, your car, okay, so your car's got 4 wheels. Well, they've got 5. You've probably got a spare. So let's give it, and a steering wheel. 5, that's 6. Okay, so let's say every car has six wheels. Some cars have 4 doors. Some cars have 4 doors and a hatch. That's 5. Some cars have 4 doors, a hatch, and a glove box. Now we're tied. Now we're tied with every car. Some cars have 4 doors, a hatch, a glove box, and a center console with a door. Winner doors. 4 wheels plus a steering wheel plus a spare is 5. 4 doors plus a hatch plus a glove box plus a center console is 6. Doors win again. Okay. Yeah, Al, I'm going to ignore you because I don't know that a gear is a traditional wheel. As Jeff says, it is Jeff Glenday, by the way. Jeff says gears are typically wheels with teeth or cogs. I'll allow it. I will allow it because, quite frankly, I don't think there are all that many gear systems anymore. We live in a digital era. We live in an electric. Fine. You want to count your grandparents' cuckoo clock that was handed down? That's fine. But I still don't see how. I still don't see how doors win. I don't see. All right. I see how wheels win. I think this is. I think there are more doors in the world. Speaking of doors and wheels, BMW is recalling 917,000 American vehicles because their engines catch on fire. That's gonna be a problem. BMW recalling 1.3 million vehicles worldwide on risk of engine fires. Dateline. Washington, BMW will recall 1.3 million worldwide potential fire risks, the German automaker said on Wednesday. Its third recall over the issue since 2017. The new recall involves, are you ready? The new recall involves vehicles built between 2006 and 2013, including some 1 Series, 3 Series, X3, 5 Series, X5, and Z4 models, because the heater for the positive crankcase ventilation valve may short circuit and in extremely rare cases could cause the risk of fire. The new recall includes 917,106 vehicles in the United States, 98,000 in Canada, 18,000 in South Korea. It supersedes and expands BMW's recall in 2017 and 2019 that involved 740,000 and 184,000 in the U.S. respectively. All right, so there you go. So if you're a fancy BMW person, be looking for that recall notice in the mail. And nacho fries are back at Taco Bell. So there you go. That's it. That's pretty much it. I'm out of things to talk about. Let's check back in with Jussie Smollett and see what's happening.
Based on his alleged fear of the defendant, we believe probable cause existed to indict Amaya for the offenses, particularly when one considers that when he was initially taken into custody for questioning, he possessed money linking him to the crime. And in that case, the appellate court held that it couldn't find that the failure to give the requested instruction constituted harmless error, especially.
I just can't with this. I just can't. All right, we're going to end it. We're going to end the show. And we'll be back tonight at 9:00. I appreciate that you support the show any way you can. I haven't been saying that lately because, it's early in the month, but it saves me from freaking out at the end of the month. Support the show if you can. You can donate, tip the show through Cash App or PayPal or any of those other things. Appreciate your help. You always come to the rescue. You always do. All right, we'll go with this one. There we go.
I am bound by poetry. I have got my songs to see me through the lonely.
I'm trying to figure out what's going on with the lawyer just took a drink. That's the weird. Who cares? Wow. I had a comment and I wasn't. We're done. Thank you for joining me for the high noon. I hope you're all brought up to speed on all the things that people are talking about. Remember, there are more doors in the world than there are wheels, and don't let any communist tell you any different. Pillow Talk. Pugs and Parker proudly present Pillow Talk on the Radio Misfits podcast platform. That comes to you at 9 o'clock tonight. It is the second of 2 streams that we do each and every day. Well, thank you, Al. Look at Al making me feel good. That's so nice. I am on a never-ending quest. Another day. The best is yet to come. Baffling to some. It's all it needs. It's all it needs. He ain't got the man's greed. Oh, suddenly it's like black background girls. Comfort nest of love. Tomorrow is another day. The best is yet to come. I have found a different way, so baffling to some. Whoa, whoa. I can smile a little now. Things are going good. Going good for the man now. To be on guard. That is understood. You best believe it's understood. The road I'll travel, far from the comfort nest to love. All right, bye everybody. See you tonight at 9 o'clock for Pugs and Parker proudly present Pillow Talk on the Radio Misfits podcast platform. Quest. Wait a second. Were they just going to switch back? Wait, is the judge talking again? Hold on. Were they just going to go with... She just finished. Did I lose everybody? Is anybody back? Hold on. Hey, Russian Trollbot. Good to have you back in the chat room.
May it please the court, counsel. Your Honor, here to the sheer volume of the arguments heard about.
All right, never mind. I thought that the judge was going to say whatever the judge is going to say. But now the prosecution gets to stand up for the better part of an hour and a half and talk about whatever. All right, bye, everybody.